how are you sitting without being like
Comfortable?
Yeah,
I am comfortable.
Okay then. Assalamualaikum everyone.
Assalamualaikum.
Welcome back to another episode of Ammi and Khala.
Welcome back.
We told you we're gonna be regular, and we are.
Yes.
Last episode was literally filmed 2 seconds ago, and we're back.
But before we get into anything further, please make sure to follow us on our socials, Instagram and TikTok, Ammi and Khala Co. And also subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already.
And if you haven't already yet set up the Spotify podcast and Apple podcast, subscribe to those as well. But if you haven't, then just wait till we're on it. But Eid Mubarak, everyone. Eid was just like a few days ago.
Eid Mubarak to all our followers.
Yeah.
That we're celebrating.
Hope you guys had a great Eid.
With your loved ones.
Yeah. Our Eid routine is usually just her coming over to our place, and then
that's it.
And then that's it. Honestly, for the past couple of years, I was okay with that. I was like, okay, yeah, I like it this way. But I don't know why this year I'm like, I want more people.
Yeah.
I was like, there needs to be like more happening because people go to like these family dawats and like especially on social media when you see all these people, you know, friends getting together or like big families getting together or even people hosting for that matter. Yeah.
Like I miss hosting.
Yeah, and not just like for the social media aspect, but also like for our kids, especially. I'm like, I don't want them to go up and be like, oh, either's just like you going to like Nani's house and then like
that's it,
or just like meeting Nani and Khala. You know, that's like I want them to be a part of a community because that's what Ramadan and Eid is all about, right? Community. And I haven't been able to go to the masjid for Eid prayer because the kids are tiny, and I miss that. Like I miss going to the masjid, like feeling like you're part of something bigger than just the 2 rakat at home. But no, I feel like it's up to us now to create those traditions.
It is,
because our parents did what they could and they did well. But now it's our job.
But also like they weren't here when we were little.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing. Like back home, like we have a different childhood of.
But we had Tarawih right in our building back home. Yeah,
no, that, but also our experience of Ramadan as a child was completely different.
Exactly.
And the experience is not going to be the same for our kids, but I really want them to experience community. Like I really, inshallah, next year, like I want to be able to go to Tarawih.
Yeah, inshallah,
with the kids. Too, Mom was saying Shiza went to Tarawih every single day.
Yeah, with two kids.
How did your kids stay in one place, girl? But inshallah, like I want to be able to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And also just maybe like have a friends and family sort of a day, like the next or second day of Eid, third day of Eid. Like I want people. I want gatherings.
No, they should be able to relate that, you know, community getting together with Ramadan and Eid, because that's a big part of it. Yeah, you know. I
mean, we do have a family gathering coming up this weekend, but still, like, we need more.
You know, outside of the family.
Yeah, we need more. But yeah, so today we actually want to talk about
life in our 30s.
Yeah, or turning 30, because I'm not 30 yet.
Almost 30. She's almost 30.
I'm going to be
30 this year.
Yeah, I'm going to be 30 this year in April, May, June, July, August,
6 months-ish?
October. 7 months?
Yeah.
Insane.
But I'm 33.
33. It's her Jannah year.
Yes. Honestly, life begins at 30. Okay? It does begin at 30. Because I feel like...
Yeah.
Those 20, 30 years before you actually hit that 30, you are still like, you don't know who you are. You know, you are still the people pleaser. And that this is, I'm speaking for the majority of us, right?
Because I was not a people pleaser. If anything, people were displeased with me.
I know, I speak on behalf of a lot of us, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will relate to this.
Especially for an elder brown daughter.
Yes. People pleaser all my life. I feel like something in me switched literally as soon as I hit 30. Yeah. And when I say life begins at 30, I don't mean like it's all glam and bed of roses, but it's when you start to really tap into yourself, right? You start figuring out who you are outside of that box that people put you in for all these years. You know, the expectations on you, the people-pleasing aspect, you just let go of everything. And it's like, I've had enough of that. I am not going to be catering to that. I am going to figure out who I am and build onto myself focus on myself. And I feel like once I started doing that, everything around me shifted. And she can attest to that because
except for me,
she has been through it with me on this journey. And so far, alhamdulillah, I'm loving it. I'm enjoying every single bit of it. I feel like with each year forward, like I've just grown so much, healed from my past wounds. The healing is still, I think it's a work in progress. But I want to say I'm so much in a better place now than I was ever in my life. I'm happy, I'm content, I'm building something for myself. I'm investing into my kids, I'm investing into myself, I'm investing into the relationships that matter to me. And that's what life is about. Like it's not about you catering to people, you pleasing people all the time, and then what? You're gonna die one day. Wow. Like I'm also investing in my akhirah. That's one thing that I was not doing, I noticed. So, like prioritizing my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's a big aspect of my life now, like, and that has changed the whole game for me.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like we're not saying once you hit 30, you get all of these things. Sometimes life experiences
shape you,
even if it's prior to 30 or like maybe 10 years, like a decade after, like in your 40s. Life experiences do play a big part, but something happens in you biologically, okay? Like age is definitely not just a number. Something happens in you biologically and you feel different. Like I'm not even 30 yet, but I can feel
I feel
difference.
Like for me, especially speaking from my own experience, like I'm so much more mature. Maturity,
emotional maturity.
Emotional maturity. And also the way I've been showing up as a mother is so much different.
And
that obviously has to play with the fact that, like I was a lot younger with my older two, and just the whole experience with that journey, like after them, it was 7.5 years until I had my second one. So definitely I've learned a lot. I grew up with them. And
you had them really young.
Like, I was 23 when I had them. So just the way I've been showing up and not mom raging.
Oh my Lord. Oh God.
But alhamdulillah, it's been great. And I look forward to each year as it comes through, inshallah.
Something that I have been noticing in myself, as I'm approaching 30, again, I'm not 30 yet. I'm approaching 30, I'm getting there. One, when it comes to just like things in life, I feel like prior I wanted to do like 10 things at a time. I would get distracted a lot easier, and especially when it comes to like work or something like that, I was not that I wasn't passionate about work, like, or I liked what I was doing, but it's just there were so many things I wanted to be doing at the same time, and I lacked that focus. I feel, again, I'm not saying if you're not going to be 30 you're not going to have this, but it's coming to me now. Like I can feel it coming to me. I can feel the focus at work. I can feel the drive is not what I have ever experienced. I feel like it's also,
I feel like something shifts in you. There's definitely a big shift.
I feel like I'm entering, like I want to build something. I don't mean like a little business, although we have a few little businesses coming out.
Ideas.
But like not just like business or financial wise, although that is like a big thing, but like a legacy. Like I want to build, like, what is my legacy? Because especially when you're looking at kids right now, I'm like, what am I leaving behind for them? Not just to financially secure them, but also just like, okay, what was mom all about? Right? What was mom like, when we were kids? Like, it's shaping their memories now, like, because, my kids are 3 and 2, almost 2. That has been one of the things, like, more focused. And the other thing, this has been going on for a while, maybe almost a year now. I think the consumer slave in me has been not dead, but almost. It's almost dying down.
No,
where
same.
even with like social media influence, because I'm still on TikTok, I'm still on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like I still
every time I come across those haul videos, and like I'm not saying anything's wrong with those. You do you.
Yeah.
But every time I come across those videos, I don't know, something I get an ick.
Yeah, I just scroll past.
I just scroll past.
Unless it's something I'm actually interested in.
Yeah.
Or like I really want to know, like last night I was scrolling at 12:30, and this girl's talking about like top 5 perfumes, and so I'm like, okay, I do want to know, because the first sale's coming up, I need a new perfume, I will watch that. But when it comes to like, I would be so easily influenced. Like someone's like, oh, this blush is great, I want to get it. I'm like, oh, I need to get it. Literally, but before I went to India, I cleaned out all my makeup I wasn't using, and it's been sitting there for like years and years. Also, we work from home, so we don't put a lot of makeup on, and even when we go out, like we don't have like, back in grade 10, I would have like a full on like heavy glam. Okay, like I would do a smoky eye, you guys, like those Maybelline palettes, those brown palettes. I would do a smoky eye, you know, just like eyeliner, mascara. But
again, back in those days, you had the time and energy to do that.
Yeah, and I was also influenced really easily, because that's like the peak YouTube era.
Yeah.
And up until recently, I was still influenced. And now it's not even like, oh, I want to save money, that's why I'm doing it. But that is also an aspect. I don't need to. But before I went to India for the wedding, I got everything I needed to for the makeup. And my mentality now is like, I will get something once I run out.
Yeah. Like, and also, like, if you really know you're really going to use it, you're actually going to, like, be using that product.
Because before you would just get it because everyone is getting it on social media, and you just want to be a part of that club. But what club? What club?
Yeah.
You just going a dead girl.
No, me too. Like yesterday, I literally emptied majority of my makeup drawer and chucked things from like God knows how many years. And again, like some of those were like brand new items that I hadn't even touched. Yeah. I'm like, why did I even buy these in the first place? You know, why?
Yeah. And I feel even like for the makeup part, and also like when you're like putting stuff in the cart, like shopping, like Old Navy, I think I'd added like 3 jeans in my cart yesterday. Yeah. And I'm like, am I gonna wear 3 jeans?
Yeah, no, literally. You know, when I add things to the cart, I let it sit. For a couple days, and then in those 2 days, you know, something like in you changes, and you're like, do I really need this? Yeah. Am I really gonna wear this? And even if I am, like, how long is it gonna last me?
Exactly. Like the self-control part is there. Yeah. Before it was not. It was very much not there.
Yeah. I feel like that's another thing, like hoarding onto things. Like, I've let go of it. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So a lot of good things come when you hit 30, or like when you're hitting 30, or just, you know, people say, oh, you're 30, you're so old now, you know, you're just getting old. I'm like, no,
being
you're not
30
getting old.
is like the expiration date in like
you
the
know, you are
culture.
Just getting started.
But let's talk about the expiration date, okay? Let's talk about people who are brown girls who are in their 30s and not married. I love that for you. Yeah. I really do. And honestly, like every time my friends who are not married, I'm like, girl, wait. There's like, you don't have, like, you can wait.
Not even 30s. Like, I feel like once you hit mid-20s, you change. Emotionally, like for us girls, like our prefrontal cortex, that's when it fully forms and develops.
When does the boys develop?
I think way later than that. Like their 30s and stuff. So like early 30s, I want to say.
So I told his nephew, because he wanted to get married. I'm like, your frontal lobe is not going to develop until 26 anyway.
Yeah, you know, hence the reason also, like, a lot of young girls marry a lot of older guys, because that's when you match the emotional maturity, right? Yeah. So yeah, for me too, like once I hit like 25, 26, I want to say like things changed for me. I don't know if you, but she's a whole different person to begin with anyways. I feel like she was more confident in the sense she knew what she wanted. I didn't. But like once I hit that age of emotional maturity and figuring out life based on also my experiences, things changed for me. I
feel like in terms of relationship wise, like, because I got married when I was 25. And I do think that was really early. Because I really wish, I mean, back at that time I was dying for it. I was like fighting my entire family for it. I was going through it to get people to get me married, because I've been in this relationship, long distance. Anyway, that's a whole different story. We can talk about long distance. That's a topic idea. Yeah. But I feel like I would have loved to have at least another year or so to travel with my friends.
Yeah.
Because you have the independence that you have. It's completely different. Like, you don't have responsibilities of being a wife or a home, or like, running so much stuff. Like, you have so much more time, man. Even before you become a mom, like when you become a wife, like you still have time, but not as much as you do when you're single. You can invest in yourself. You can be selfish with your time. But I feel like in my relationship wise, I was so heavily focused on the relationship, not even the husband.
Yeah.
Not God, not obsessed, but I feel like everything. I was so emotional. Not even. You know what? How do I say this? How do I say this and still make me seem valid? Because I was valid. Okay.
Yeah, for that point in time, yes.
Yeah, exactly. No, but yeah, I was. I mean, he was. I feel like I wasn't focusing on me as much, because for me, the first year of marriage is obviously
you're getting to
different.
know each other.
Yeah, and it wasn't hard for me in a way. It's like, oh, we're fighting a lot because you're living with someone new. That wasn't the hard part. Like, we weren't fighting a lot. Well, compared to now, we weren't. But it was more like my emotional triggers and traumas were coming to surface. I don't
which again is natural though.
Yeah, I don't think he has any, because his triggers and traumas what the hell, man? Does he not have any triggers? Anyway, a lot of them came to surface, and like I vomited them all to him. But now I feel like I have.
But that's good. That means like he made you feel safe for you to.
No,
like,
I was just
dump it on him.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because otherwise you wouldn't.
Yeah, he let. No, I wasn't like, oh my god, like I went crying to him. Like, it was more like a rage vomit than like.
But even with that, he was patient. He was patient.
Yes, I will give it to him. He has been very patient with me. I feel like even my mom sometimes gets scared. Funny thing, my uncle, my mom had met him before we got married in India, and he was the first person in the family to meet him. Before we got married.
Zubairam?
No, Papu. Yeah. He met us. They went to a restaurant or something, and then he comes back. He calls mom, and mom's like, "How kaisa hai bacha?" And then he goes, "How bacha?" He goes, he goes, "How bacha to acha hai, apni bachi chachi rehna." Which pretty much translates to, yeah, the guy is good. Now our daughter needs to be good.
Yeah.
But my mom said that to me. I'm like, what does that mean? I was very emotional in my mid-20s, but now I feel like I can separate the emotion. It still comes, it still surfaces. The triggers are not healed, they're still there.
But now you know how to work through it.
Yeah, and also I'm like, yeah, like I don't need to react to this. Like I don't, like, it doesn't have to.
Yeah, you come to a point where it's like you think twice before wasting your energy. Like, is it really worth putting my energy, like be it good or bad, into whatever is, bothering you?
Yeah, and also like your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings are like at the forefront, I feel like, in those ages.
Yeah.
Where like you just need to have them catered to. But now you're just you're stepping back and you look at the bigger picture, you take into account another person's emotions as well. So that has been different. There has been more peace because I have not been fighting as much.
Has there? Has there?
As for him, probably, because I haven't been fighting.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I feel like you are so much more in control of who you are as a human.
Yeah.
Once you hit that age.
Even relationship with like your parents, I feel, changes when you get 30. You're like more. For mothers and daughters, it starts much earlier. Like when you're late teens and stuff, you become like friends. But you're both women now. Like you're like in your womanhood era. Like you just it's different. The talks are different, because when you're a teenager, when you're early 20s, in your 20s, like she's still talking to you like you need still guidance. Which you do. Yeah. You still do need guidance. But yeah, that has been a few of the things I have been noticing.
Yeah, no, I agree too. The way my relationship has changed with mom too, like like I think it has flourished in the past few years.
Yeah.
You know, it's woman to woman talk again, like, you know, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like you appreciate her, she appreciates the work you're putting in.
Yeah.
You know, as a mother, as a woman, and
You really see
there's respect, mutual respect. Not just your parents. I feel like with any other relationship, you know, that the close relationships that you have.
Yeah.
And you also start to prioritize, you know, which relationship you want to put that energy into.
Yeah.
You know, like where do you want to focus your energy at?
Yeah.
So I think that also is a huge aspect, because I'm at that point, I want to say, where I, like, if something is bothering me, if I don't feel like a good vibe from someone or something, like I will immediately shut myself off from that kind of energy, because I don't want to entertain it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time and energy for any kind of negativity in my life anymore, or just toxicity. So if I don't need you, I will not make that move anymore. You know?
The other thing, like, that's a priority for me, like as I'm approaching 30s, this kind of ties into like the Ramadan and like the community part of it. I want a community around me. I feel like I've been craving that.
No, same, yeah.
Like, you know, just not just family, but like even friends. Like, there are friends who I haven't like been in touch with a lot, because I mean, there are a lot of factors. When I moved to, I don't have a license. That's the goal this year, inshallah, like to get a license, so I have more freedom to go wherever I want and whenever I want. Yeah. But to really invest in those friendships and make new ones, because I feel like once time passes, like, yeah, friends have been great so far. Like, the fact that every time I would go back to them, they're welcoming, and like, you know, they open you with welcome arms. But if you have so much time and like so much distance between you guys, where like a decade has passed, let's say,
yeah, you
like,
start to drift off.
It's really hard to go back and just like men, because they have lived an entire life.
Yeah.
And you have lived an entire life without them, and you guys are not the same people anymore. So I feel like I really need to get my things together. And now that the kids are getting a bit older, but that's the other thing, man. Like, I want more kids.
Inshallah, inshallah.
I'm just gonna be like dragged back into that thing. Like, not to say this is not bad. It sounds exhausting because I'm making it sound bad, but
you're just in that phase right now, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. The baby making phase.
Yeah, I think I'm craving being in my feminine, to say the least.
Do you feel like you were in your masculine
when I got married?
Yeah, because I don't think you were. I think you were in your feminine when you got married.
No, I wasn't. I don't think any girl is in her masculine to begin with.
I was.
You know, like obviously, you know, like as a woman, as a girl, you want to be loved, you want to be cared for, you want to be, you know, like, what do you call it? Catered to.
You want the princess treatment.
Yeah. But then, you know, life happens, and then
because men are a bunch of princesses now.
And then you just go into your masculine energy, you know, with the hustle and grind, with all the work that women are doing these days, you know, looking after the kids while hustling a full 9 to 5, and then still being responsible for everything at home.
Oh my God.
You know, it's insane. This 9 to 5 culture, the hustle life, was not meant for us.
Yeah. No.
And I just want to step back from it, you know, like, inshallah, like,
yeah,
that's the goal.
No, I'm so glad you brought the 9 to 5 part up, because I have been like obsessively thinking about that for the past few months, especially since I came back from India. Again,
but again, like, we don't have anything against women working in general. Like, if you love to work, you want to work, it's great. But it should come from a place where, you know, you have to grind. Like, you have to be the provider.
Yeah, that pressure on you. Like, unless you're both working equally and like you're both trying to build something, that's up
There's
to
nothing
you.
wrong with that. Yeah.
But okay, so
like, personally, like, that's what I want. Yeah. That's what I'm craving.
Yeah. No, I've been thinking about this 9 to 5 thing. Obviously, like, this 9 to 5 was built like 1950s, whatever, and it was built around a man.
Yeah.
A man in the workplace, because the women were not in the workplace at the time.
But also Islamically, you know, that's how Allah has put a man responsible.
Yes,
for everything.
He is the
Kawam, yeah.
yeah. But also like Khadija radiallahu anhu, like she was like
a businesswoman.
She was like one of the richest women.
Yeah.
In Makkah, and then she had like her business running. So not to say Islam like
doesn't empower women.
Yeah,
it does.
And I feel like when it comes to masculine, feminine, like it kind of narrows down to like women working, women not working. It's not about that.
Yeah.
I 100% think every woman should be financially independent.
Yes, 100%.
The circumstances and the environment around how you do it and why you do it, that's the make or break between being in your masculine, being in your feminine.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it comes back to like, are you getting burned out? You know, like, is this serving you? Is this what you want?
Yeah.
Is it serving your purpose and the kind of life that you want to build and the kind of life that you envisioned for yourself? I mentioned this to her. I don't know if you guys, I'm pretty sure you know Haute Hijab. How do you pronounce that brand? Haute Hijab?
Yeah.
Haute Hijab. Melanie from Haute Hijab. She's back on YouTube. So I've been watching her YouTube videos. They're like 10, 20 minutes like max. But she was talking about burnout, and she was pretty much saying like, you know, I always thought like burnout is when you work so much and you get tired and you just don't have like the capacity to do anything else. Just
physically burnt
out. You're just like, you know, mentally, physically exhausted, right? But that's not what burnout is. And I was like, but that's also what I think burnout is. So what does she think burnout is? And she was talking about like burnout is, you know, like when you're obsessively like working or just overworking towards something that's not aligned
with your purpose.
Yeah. Either knowingly or unknowingly. Like you could be working towards something and like working really hard towards something and you just feel burnt out. Maybe because you're not meant to be doing that. Or like you have all these things that you're not focusing on because you are so busy just grinding it out for this reason. So like it's always important to just like move back and just like take a pause and just realign yourself. That's where the burnout happens. Because if let's say you're really passionate about something and you're working super hard for it, you will be exhausted and tired, yes, but you won't feel burnout. Because I think burnout also comes with like, okay, why am I doing this? You're like when
you start to resent it.
Yeah, you do. And like, you know, burnout and passion, I don't think they go together.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like if you are working towards something, if you're putting that work for something that you want to build, and you genuinely are like excited and happy about building that, like no matter how many hours you put in, no matter how many sleepless nights you put in, physically, yes, you will be like burnt out, but like eventually like the fulfillment that you have towards the end of it, it will just give you that peace and contentment, right? That's what you need at the end of the day. That, you know, am I really working towards something that's making me feel content? Like, is it filling my cup?
No, that's because like, are you waking up every Monday morning or like going to sleep every Sunday morning like with anxiety because you're like, oh, like there's
I have to clock in.
I have to clock. Oh my god, they're freaking clocking. Again, not just like I'm passionate about the work that I do. It's just again the 9 to 5. The 9 to 5 is not. I don't think it's needed, man. I really think it's up to our generation to break that system and like really just destruct and then like rebuild something that really serves you. And
I think that the whole like female hormone cycle also ties into that whole 9 to 5 thing, right? Because like you as a woman, you're going through like 4 different stages every single month, and you are still expected to work the 9 to 5 as if like nothing is affecting you. Even for men, you know, I think what really was a game changer when it comes to this 9 to 5, like where people woke up and they're like, this doesn't have to be this way, was COVID. When people were like not commuting, because I feel like before that, everyone was like in this autopilot mode, and they were just like going to office 9 to 5 because that's what you're supposed to do. That's like that's life, right? That's the trajectory of life. You go to school, you get a job, you do 9 to 5, you die, you retire.
Sorry, not in this economy. You don't retire. You just work until you die.
Unfortunately,
but that's a trajectory of life. But then COVID taught us that, hey, we can't step
that's
away.
what the society ingrained in us, right?
There are like these TikToks I've been seeing recently where it's like, oh, I can't believe they brainwashed us into thinking this is what civilization is, and they're showing like cubicles, they're showing like this like the Western society pretty much, our every day to day, and comparing it to Middle Eastern society, like European, like South Asian society, like how rich the culture and like the life there is. That's the other thing. Like even when people are doing a 9 to 5 back home, or even like Arab countries, there's
still the work-life balance. Yeah,
there's
still a
stillness
work-life
and there's
balance.
peace.
Yeah.
I don't think burnout culture is as common back home as it is here.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more barakah in like income in Middle East, or even in India for that matter. If a man were to like bring in the decent income, like you know, you would still be content. But here it's like, even while both of you are juggling and working and hustling, it's just not enough. It's not even hand to mouth at this point.
And no, it's like no matter how much money you make, like your expenses go up, and then like Anyway, we are working towards something.
Yes.
To get us
women out there, inshallah.
Inshallah. Especially for mothers out there.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, man. For mothers, like...
I feel like as soon as you go through that mat leave phase, you're tapped out of the society, right? It's like, what do you bring to the table now when you are jumping back into the work zone? Yeah. You know, or like looking for a job after your mat leave, even though let's say you are a professional back in the day and you took that gap to look after your kids, and now you want to go back into the workforce, but then the first thing you get questioned is like, what have you done? What have you done in that time? I'm like, I was responsible for a whole human being
that needs to go on a CV.
You know, like how do you not consider that?
That's project management in itself.
Yeah.
I don't know
for real though.
For that.
Like, it's crazy how much being a mother is not taken into consideration.
Yeah.
It's like you've just tapped out. You've tapped out and you have nothing to offer anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
And you like, I personally for me, like both times I went back to work from mat leave, I wasn't confident going into work. Because I, like, forget people telling me stuff. No one told me stuff. But me going in to work after mat leave, I'm like, I felt less competent. I felt less confident. Like, I'm like, oh, like, how am I going to do this? Because I had Kareem at home the first time around. Like, I didn't put him into daycare until he was 2.5. I went back to work after Yusuf. Yusuf is still at home. He's not going into daycare because daycare is expensive.
Hella expensive.
God.
Yeah. I want to put mine, but again, like,
it's so expensive.
Just don't allow. Yeah.
Like, alhamdulillah, like I've been able to put Kareem in daycare because child benefit goes to that. Okay. I have seen a huge difference in him because he had a speech delay and stuff. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
It's like you, again, like no one outright says like, oh, you have a child at home, like they disapprove of. No one's gonna say that to you, but you can sometimes feel that, you know, they think like, oh my gosh, she's got a kid at home, like is she gonna be able to do it? Like, but we're just talking about
the grind, the 9 to 5 hustle culture.
Yeah, and like the lack of options.
Yeah.
Especially for mothers who want to gain financial independence after having kids. So it's either you go back to work, you go back to the 9 to 5 grind, you put your child in daycare, like you feel that mom guilt and like you feel that disconnection, whatever, or you choose to be a stay-at-home mom and your husband has to work twice as hard, which is also like for the man, like it is hard.
It is hard.
It's hard for anyone to run an entire house, like especially in this economy and in this country. So it's either like the man has to take care of everything, or you move to Texas where things are much cheaper, or like you go back and like you sacrifice that mother in you. And like you really do have to like kill that part of yourself to go back to work and be able to do all these things and like be able to not ignore but bury, you know, like the emotional need that you know your child is seeking for, but you can't give it to them because you have tasks to complete.
But also it's incredible how many roles a woman juggles as soon as she becomes a mother. She is the budgeter of the family. She is the therapist for her kids. She is the one carrying bulk of emotional load, mental load, physical load for that matter, for the children itself. You know, there's just so much she's juggling and yet surviving herself. You know, so like all these things, I feel like they need to be taken into consideration.
But why would anyone like be like, oh, how can we help mothers? How can we help women? Because they've got their own corporations to run, they've got their own like money to make. So I think it falls out to the women and the mothers to be like, hey, this is not the life I want to accept.
Yeah, the gaps where we
'cause
need to fill it.
no one can fill that gap for you because no one understands.
Yeah, exactly.
Like no one understands what you're going through.
Yeah, so 30s, in a nutshell, it comes with a lot of changes.
Yeah, good ones.
Yeah, good ones. It pushes you out of your comfort zone, and
you're okay being out of your comfort zone.
yeah, exactly. You should be comfortable with not being comfortable.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what 30s is all about so far for me.
Well, I'm still in my 20s, so I can't really say much. But yeah, I'm really excited to turn 30, inshallah. Like, I've seen nothing but great growth in her 30s, so.
But if you are watching this and you are in your 30s or just hitting your 30s, if there's anything that you would love to share about your own experience and growth, we would love to know. And I'm sure other women can relate to that as well.
Yeah.
So drop it in the comments.
Yeah, or like one of those, something I knew in my 20s when I was in my 20s, now that I'm 30, or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of mixed a bunch of things into this.
I mean, it always comes back to the motherhood and the womanhood because that's who we are. We are mothers and we're women.
Yeah.
But please do leave your feedback on how you like the episodes so far and down below.
What kind of content you guys want to see more of, like leave us topic suggestions because we need those desperately.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next episode, inshallah.
Bye.
Bye.